Today, we're comparing low-fat and low-carb diets head-to-head to determine which is better for weight loss. Not diet industry propaganda, not cherry-picked studies. Specific advantages for fat loss, metabolic health, and long-term weight management. The outcomes that actually matter when you're trying to lose weight and keep it off. Both claim to be the superior weight loss strategy. Both have research supporting their effectiveness. But which one actually delivers better weight loss results? Right now, the score stands 0-0. But by the end of this video, you'll know the final score and the truth. This is the health verdict, where nature gets tested. Round 1. Macronutrient composition and approach. A low-fat diet restricts fat to 20-30% of total calories, about 40-60 grams daily on a 2,000-calorie diet. Carbohydrates comprise 50-60% of calories, primarily from whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Protein makes up 20-30%. You eat lean meats, fish, low-fat dairy, plenty of produce, whole grains, and beans. You avoid butter, oils, fatty meats, full-fat dairy, nuts in large quantities, and fried foods. The philosophy is simple. Fat contains 9 calories per gram versus 4 for carbs and protein, so cutting fat reduces calorie density and makes weight loss easier. This was the dominant nutritional advice for decades. A low-carb diet restricts carbohydrates to 50-150 grams daily, 10-30% of calories. Fat increases to 50-60%, protein to 20-30%. You eat meat, fish, eggs, cheese, nuts, seeds, oils, butter, and non-starchy vegetables. You avoid or limit grains, sugar, starchy vegetables, most fruits, and legumes. The philosophy is that carbohydrates spike insulin, which promotes fat storage, while reducing carbs keeps insulin low, allowing fat burning. Low carb isn't as extreme as keto but still significantly restricts carbohydrate intake compared to standard diets. Both approaches create caloric deficits through different mechanisms: low fat through reduced calorie density, low carb through appetite suppression and insulin control. This round establishes the methods without declaring a winner yet. Current score: low-fat diet 0, low-carb diet 0. Round 2. Initial weight loss speed. Low-fat diets produce gradual, steady weight loss, typically 1 to 2 pounds weekly. The loss is primarily fat from the beginning, with minimal water weight fluctuation. The weight comes off predictably because you're simply eating fewer calories through reduced fat intake. Studies show consistent but unspectacular initial results. The slower pace can be discouraging for people seeking rapid transformation, but the weight lost is genuine body fat. Most people lose 5 to 10 pounds in the first month on a properly executed low-fat diet. Low-carb diets produce dramatic initial weight loss, often 5 to 12 pounds in the first 2 weeks. However, much of this is water weight from glycogen depletion. Each gram of stored glycogen binds 3 grams of water. When you deplete glycogen through carb restriction, you lose that water, creating rapid scale drops. After the initial water loss, fat loss proceeds at 1 to 3 pounds weekly, similar to low-fat approaches. The dramatic initial results create psychological momentum and motivation. Most people lose 10 to 18 pounds in the first month, though several pounds are water. Low-carb wins decisively for initial weight loss speed and motivational impact, even though much early loss is temporary water weight. The winner of this round is low-carb diet. Current score: low-carb diet 1, low-fat diet 0. Round 3. Hunger and satiety. Low-fat diets can leave people hungry. Fat provides satiety. It slows gastric emptying and triggers satiety hormones. When you remove fat, meals may not satisfy as long. High-carb meals, especially refined carbs, can cause blood sugar spikes followed by crashes that trigger hunger. Many people on low-fat diets report constant hunger, leading to overeating and diet failure. However, high-fiber carbs from whole grains, legumes, and vegetables provide substantial fullness. If executed properly with plenty of fiber and protein, low-fat diets can manage hunger reasonably well, but they require careful food selection. Low-carb diets suppress appetite powerfully. Fat and protein are the most satiating macronutrients. Removing carbs stabilizes blood sugar, eliminating the spikes and crashes that drive cravings. Many people spontaneously eat fewer calories on low-carb diets without feeling deprived. Studies consistently show that low-carb dieters report less hunger than low-fat dieters despite eating similar or fewer calories. The appetite suppression is perhaps low-carb's greatest advantage. Weight loss becomes easier when you're not fighting constant hunger. Low-carb's superior appetite control and hunger management give it a clear advantage for making caloric restriction psychologically tolerable. The winner of this round is low-carb diet. Current score: low-carb diet 2, low-fat diet 0. Round 4. Metabolic effects and insulin sensitivity. Low-fat diets improve insulin sensitivity when weight loss occurs, but high-carb intake requires more insulin production to manage blood sugar. For people with existing insulin resistance, the higher carb load can be challenging. However, when carbs come from whole food sources, whole grains, legumes, vegetables, the fiber moderates insulin response. Low-fat diets reduce cardiovascular disease risk through improved cholesterol profiles. Studies show reduced LDL cholesterol and improved heart health markers. The metabolic effects are positive but modest compared to low-carb approaches for insulin-related issues. Low-carb diets dramatically improve insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control. Reducing carbs means less glucose entering the bloodstream, requiring less insulin. For people with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes, low-carb produces remarkable improvements: reduced blood sugar, lower insulin needs, improved A1C, triglycerides drop significantly, HDL cholesterol increases. However, LDL cholesterol responses vary. Some people see dangerous increases in small, dense LDL particles. The metabolic improvements for glucose and insulin control are more dramatic than low-fat approaches. Low-carb's superior effects on insulin sensitivity, blood sugar control, and triglycerides give it the advantage for metabolic health, particularly for people with insulin resistance. The winner of this round is low-carb diet. Current score: low-carb diet 3, low-fat diet 0. Round 5. Long-term weight loss and maintenance. Low-fat diets have decades of research showing modest long-term success. Studies consistently show that low-fat dieters lose weight initially but struggle with maintenance. The challenge is sustainability. Low-fat eating feels restrictive and unsatisfying for many people. However, some populations maintain low-fat eating successfully, particularly when focused on whole food plant-based approaches. The Women's Health Initiative study showed minimal weight loss on low-fat diets over years, suggesting adherence and effectiveness challenges long-term. Success depends heavily on food quality, whole foods versus low-fat processed products. Low-carb diets show superior results in short to medium-term studies, 6 to 12 months, but adherence drops significantly after 1 year. By 24 months, differences between low-carb and low-fat diets often disappear as people struggle to maintain carb restriction. The challenge is sustainability. Eliminating or severely limiting grains, legumes, and fruits is difficult long-term. Social eating, travel, and lifestyle factors make sustained low-carb challenging. Many people regain weight when they reintroduce carbs, creating yo-yo effects. This round is close because both diets struggle with long-term maintenance. However, low-fat's slightly better adherence data and cultural compatibility give it a marginal edge for the small percentage who successfully maintain either approach long-term. The winner of this round is low-fat diet. Current score: low-carb diet 3, low-fat diet 1. Round 6. Flexibility and lifestyle. Compatibility. Low-fat diets integrate easily into most lifestyles and cultures. Whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins are available everywhere. Restaurants accommodate low-fat requests easily: grilled instead of fried, dressings on the side, steamed vegetables. Cultural foods from most cuisines fit low-fat patterns: Asian rice dishes, Mediterranean grain bowls, Latin American beans and vegetables. Family meals don't require special preparation. The approach feels normal and sustainable in social contexts. However, low-fat processed foods marketed for dieters are often nutritionally poor. Low-carb diets create social and practical challenges. Bread, pasta, rice, and grain-based foods dominate most cuisines and social eating. Holidays, celebrations, and cultural foods revolve around carbs. Restaurants work, but require modifications. Family meals may need separate preparation. Friends and family may not understand or accommodate carb restrictions. Travel complicates adherence. The rigidity around carb limits creates stress. However, the clear rules, stay under carb limits, provide structure some people prefer over vague portion control. Low-fat's compatibility with normal eating patterns, cultural foods, and social situations makes it more practical for long-term lifestyle integration, despite low-carb's clearer structure. The winner of this round is low-fat diet. Current score: low-carb diet 3, low-fat diet 2. Round 7, cardiovascular health and overall wellness. Low-fat diets have extensive research supporting cardiovascular benefits. Decades of studies show reduced LDL cholesterol, lower cardiovascular disease risk, and improved arterial health when fat intake decreases. The approach aligns with traditional heart-healthy dietary guidelines. However, very low-fat diets may reduce HDL cholesterol slightly. The emphasis on whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes provides fiber, antioxidants, and phytonutrients supporting overall health. Low-fat, plant-based approaches show particular benefits for cardiovascular health and longevity. Low-carb diets show mixed cardiovascular effects. Triglycerides drop dramatically, beneficial for heart health. HDL cholesterol increases, also beneficial. However, LDL cholesterol responses vary widely. Some people maintain stable LDL. Others see increases in total and small dense LDL particles, associated with increased cardiovascular risk. The high saturated fat intake from animal products concerns many cardiologists. Long-term safety data is less extensive than for low-fat approaches. For metabolic syndrome and diabetes, low-carb shows benefits, but cardiovascular effects remain debated. Low-fat's clear cardiovascular benefits and extensive long-term safety data give it the advantage for overall health beyond just weight loss. The winner of this round is low-fat diet. Current score: tied 3-3. Final verdict. The final score is 3-3. It's a tie, and that's the point. Low-carb delivers faster initial weight loss, better appetite control, and superior improvements in insulin sensitivity and blood sugar control. For people with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or metabolic syndrome, low-carb provides unmatched metabolic benefits. The dramatic initial results create motivation and momentum. Low-fat offers better long-term sustainability, easier lifestyle integration, clearer cardiovascular benefits, and decades of safety data. For people concerned about heart health or preferring eating patterns that fit cultural and social norms, low-fat is more practical. Here's the truth both sides don't want to admit. The best diet is the one you can sustain that creates a caloric deficit. Both low-fat and low-carb work through calorie reduction. Low-fat reduces calorie density by cutting the most calorie-dense macronutrient. Low-carb reduces appetite, making spontaneous calorie reduction easier. Both can succeed. Both often fail. Success depends on individual preferences, metabolic health, and adherence. The optimal strategy is choosing based on your situation. If you have insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes, start with low-carb for superior blood sugar control. If you have family history of heart disease or prefer plant-based eating, start with low-fat whole food approaches. If neither feels sustainable, consider moderate approaches. Balanced macros with 40% carbs, 30% fat, 30% protein, creating caloric deficits without extreme restriction. The real enemy isn't fat or carbs, it's processed foods, added sugars, excessive portions, and sedentary lifestyles. Both low-fat and low-carb work when built on whole foods, adequate protein, plenty of vegetables, and sustainable caloric deficits. Neither works long-term if you can't maintain them. Stop searching for the perfect macronutrient ratio. Focus on food quality, portion control, consistency, and movement. The best diet is one you'll still follow in a year. This is the health verdict, where nature gets tested. Stay curious. Stay healthy.